Fox News looking to project Arizona goes to Biden so early like it did is disgusting. It's a disgusting display of everything I've told you about Fox Blues. It's coming to the surface. It is 100% true. I want to get to something with Arizona, but before I do that, I would be remiss not to send out another warning. Now, this is going to sound a little bit of sour grapes on my end, but it's not. It's not at all. It is a warning. I have been somewhere that you have not, so it is a warning. I am telling you what is up ahead. Over the past few days, I have seen a bunch of articles indicating that there has been an incredible amount of downloading of the Parler app and the Newsmax app. If people want to start leaving Twitter and Facebook and want to start using Parler, have at it. Fantastic. Having another social media app on your phone, if that's what you want, go at it. I know for me personally, I have a Parler account. I don't ever use it. I'm thinking about maybe hiring somebody just to post some of our stuff there. But to be quite frank, these places always wind up changing their tunes and changing their policies, and what they say they're going to do on day one versus what they're going to do on day 10 always changes. So for me to invest more of my time and money and efforts into another social media app, you're not going to see me do it. Not on a big way. My thing is that this social media nonsense it's not worth the time. If you're going to spend your whole life on a social media app, you got to really start to reevaluate your life. But to that extent, I could understand why people are downloading Parler, and I wish them all the luck in the world. The one I'm bothered by is the Newsmax downloads. I'm bothered by this significantly, and I talked about this in the last podcast. I want to bring it up again. People are getting, as far as I'm concerned, in my opinion, misled. You're upset with Fox Blues. You're upset with the way they're handling things. I get it. I told you this was going to happen. Newsmax is not your friendly conservative. It is not the replacement for Fox News. I want to be very clear on what I'm giving you. This is not conspiracy. This is not innuendo. This is not an opinion. This is fact. If you go to the Clinton Foundation, now think about this. The report that you just listened to from OAN that I played for you, it ruffled your feathers. It ruffled your feathers not only because it explained how this software glitch can really throw an election to Biden and the Democrats, but it ties back to the Clinton Foundation. So automatically that throws up a huge red flag in your face because you can't trust the Clintons and the Clinton Foundation. Okay, you can't trust anybody who associates with them. And that's why you don't like Dominion, right? You don't trust it. Okay. Well, then it has to apply here. If you go to the Clinton Foundation website and look up their donors and look between the 1 million and 5 million donation level, I mean, I'm not saying $10, $100, 1,000, 100,000, half a million. Between $1 million and $5 million, you will find Newsmax. You will find Newsmax. In fact, it's pretty damn sad. You'll find Newsmax right underneath James Murdoch. James Murdoch of Fox News. A couple ones down, you'll wind up finding one of the organizations funded by Soros. So Newsmax is in bed with the Clinton Foundation. Furthermore, and you won't hear this anywhere else, especially on Newsmax, furthermore, Chris Ruddy, who is the founder and CEO of Newsmax, it is important to connect the dots looking backward. When Chris Ruddy was working for the New York Post years ago, this is going back maybe 20 years ago, back when the Clintons were in the White House, there was a suicide of a guy named Vince Foster, who was part of the Clintons' inner circle. He was part of the Clinton administration. He allegedly committed suicide, but all people who didn't believe in the Clintons One of them being, at the time, Chris Ruddy, believed that the Clintons had him killed and made it look like a suicide because he had information about them on some of the things that the Clintons were involved with that were being investigated. And I don't want to go too deep into that. The podcast is going to go in the wrong direction. The important thing is Chris Ruddy started to become the voice of the movement against the Clintons in saying that they murdered Vince Foster versus him committing suicide. He wrote a book about it, Chris Ruddy. He gave speeches at CPAC about it. And then all of a sudden, one day out of nowhere, he went from wanting to see the Clintons go to jail to then the Clintons being his friends. He actually said that he's chummy with Bill Clinton. When you go back and look at WikiLeaks, you remember the WikiLeaks data dump back in 2016 when all of the emails were revealed? John Podesta, John Podesta, the Democrat operative who was working with the Obama administration and was also Hillary Clinton's top number one guy during her campaign. Well, Podesta's emails were released. Remember that? And everybody was looking for these pay-for-play deals and everything else. First of all, Chris Ruddy was involved in pay-for-play deals with Hillary and Bill Clinton. That was revealed in these emails. However, because Chris Ruddy at that point in time was such a small figure, nobody really cared much. I went looking for that stuff, and I'll get to that in a minute. But in addition to that, there are emails back and forth between John Podesta and Chris Ruddy about Podesta setting up a meeting with Chris Ruddy to meet with Obama to talk to him about immigration, and Ruddy was going to give Obama information that Ruddy had gotten from being invited to sit in with a bunch of Republicans who were talking about immigration reform. So clearly, in my opinion, you cannot trust this man. And you cannot trust anything he's involved with. And therefore, I can't understand why people are downloading this Newsmax app. They may just not understand.